Are you aware there are kingdoms in this earth? I'm not joking. There are kingdoms on and underneath this earth that have way more advanced technology that your mind cannot even comprehend. Literally. Because think about it. How many years did it take for mankind to get to where we are? 20? 30? Whilst during the times of Noah, they were living for 900 years. I want you to think about that. That's almost a century. So you're telling you confidently, boldly think that if we in this generation, over just 20, 40, 50 years, could get to this, it's now a generation who had lived for 1,000 years and will not have gotten to where we are. Phones are not, this are not. Social media is not the first thing to exist. This is not the first time it has existed. Your phones is not the first time. Your laptops, your cars is not the first time. And this shall not be the last. The only difference now is God finds a way and structures a way in which people forget. The generations forget. But let's leave that. Let's continue. So the celestial calendar that governed... Okay, so he taught basically his son the celestial calendar that governed seasons and the years. But more than that, he taught Maui how to navigate between the realms. Portals exist, by the way. He showed them the gates that connected Earth to the lower heavens, the pathways that angels used to travel between the worlds. He explained the hierarchy of creation, the levels of existence that stretched from the depths of the earth to the throne of God himself. Maui listened with an intensity that frightened even his father. Unlike the other Nephilim, who cared only for physical power and immediate gratification, Maui hungered for knowledge. Knowledge is power, but true power is the knowledge of truth. Remember that statement. He wanted to understand the nature of reality itself, to grasp the fundamental truths that lay beneath the surface of existence. Father, he asked one evening, as they stood beneath the stars, if we are forbidden to exist, if our very birth was a violation of divine law, then what happens to us when we die? Where do our souls go? Barakil had no answer. He had never even considered the question before. Why? Angels do not die. Okay. They were eternal beings created from time began. They were eternal beings created before time began. By the way, I'm just answer a question that I know has been in some people's minds for quite some time. Whose timeline of 6 days did God create the world? Was it man's timeline or the Lord's timeline of 6 days? I will just make it very simple and very clean to you. It was the Lord's timeline, not ours. That is all. I shall say no more. But it was Father's timeline of 6 days that everything was created, not man's 24 hours timeline. It is not that he could not have done both, but further explanation from him himself, it was his timeline that he used to create the earth in 6 days instead of the seventh day. The only thing now is that, what is God's definition of 6 days? I'll leave you to do that on your own.